I'm a surrogate. I'm about to give birth to my fourth surrogate baby. Lots of people ask if it's hard to give up the baby at the end. And I like to remind people that when you are a surrogate, you're not giving a baby away. You're just giving a baby back because the baby is already their baby. I'm a gestational surrogate for one of my best friends, which means that I am carrying her genetic and biological baby and being able to give birth to that baby for her. I have one biological daughter of my own, and then I have two stepdaughters as well. So I'm currently pregnant with my fifth surrogate baby. I'm also a fertility therapist. My very first surrogacy, unfortunately, ended in a miscarriage at about 4 months pregnant. So since then, I've given birth to 3 little boys, and then I am pregnant with another little boy as well. So I've carried for 3 different families in total. I became a surrogate in 2015. Once I was done having my own children, I just wanted to be able to help someone else too. Surrogacy in Canada is 100% legal. It just is altruistic, which means that surrogates are not allowed to be compensated. So what that means is that surrogates can be reimbursed all of their pregnancy expenses. They must provide receipts for every single expense. So the cost of surrogacy for parents could be anywhere from $80,000 to $150,000 or more. So the requirements for surrogacy are someone about between the ages of 21 and about 45. It is a requirement that surrogates have already given birth to a child and they are raising that child. Surrogates do have to complete medical screening, psychological evaluation. So all of these things are things that come up to make sure that they're the best candidate for surrogacy. There are 2 types of surrogacy. There's gestational surrogacy or traditional surrogacy. So gestational surrogacy is where the intended parents make their own embryos with their own egg and sperm or the use of a donor. And the surrogate is just carrying their genetic baby. With traditional surrogacy, the surrogate acts as the egg donor and the surrogate as well. So she is biologically related to the baby. All of the surrogacies I've done have been gestational surrogacy. So surrogates get pregnant via in vitro fertilization and embryo transfers. So typically the surrogate will start taking medications like estrogen, then the surrogate would start progesterone. And those are the big needles that everybody sees when they do IVF. I have absolutely been exhausted about taking all of the needles. I think between all the surrogacies I've done, I've taken hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of injections. As far as choices during labor and delivery, the surrogate gets to make all the choices about her own body. So if she wants an epidural, if she wants pain management, if she doesn't want any of those things, those are all of her choice, unless of course there's a reason that they need to intervene for the safety of her or the baby. Lots of people ask if it's hard to give up the baby at the end, or if it's difficult to be pregnant with a baby and feel them move and to have to give them away. And I like to remind people that when you are a surrogate, you're not giving a baby away, you're just giving a baby back because the baby is already their baby. And when you're a surrogate, you go into that with the mindset that you are helping these parents bring their baby. I get really excited when I feel the baby move, which I'm starting to feel now because I'm 18 weeks. And as soon as I feel him move, I like to text his mom and tell her that, oh my gosh, the baby's moving, so that she can feel involved in that. And I'm happy and I'm excited, but it's like I'm excited and happy for her, and I don't want any more babies. So I am more than happy to give their baby back to them. When you give birth and you finally get to hand this baby over, it's really happy and it's really exciting and you feel really accomplished as a surrogate. It's really special. It's surreal. It's like nothing I've ever experienced before. And it honestly is one of the highlights of my life, is being able to carry a baby for somebody that wouldn't be able to, and be able to give that baby to them that they wouldn't be able to have without the use of a surrogate. For me, it's really important to match with intended parents that want to continue a relationship after. So I've carried for a couple of different families. I still keep in contact. So the little boys that I've given birth to are now 5.5, 4, and almost 2. And I carried for 2 dads a couple of years ago. That's the 4-year-old, and he knows exactly who I am. And every time I see him, he runs up to me and he goes, "Ariel, I grew in your belly." People always ask what happens if the surrogate wants to keep the baby. So this is why it's very important to do surrogacy under a legal framework in a country that surrogacy is legally recognized. So in Canada, a surrogate could not keep a surrogate baby because they do not belong to the surrogate. It's recognized that even though you are carrying that baby, you are not the parent. And not legally entitled to keep that baby at all. So the parents are the full and legal recognized guardians right from the beginning. So that would never be an issue. When certain countries prohibit surrogacy, it doesn't stop surrogacy. It just means that they'll go somewhere where it's legal to have a surrogate, like Canada. So there actually are a lot of parents from France that do use a Canadian surrogate, because while it's illegal for them to have a surrogate in France, it is legal for them to have a surrogate in Canada. These laws don't really make a lot of sense because they're not stopping surrogacy. They're just preventing people from doing it effectively.